preparing live stream. The host has started broadcasting the meeting on YouTube. Go live. Inside of web content, to click this button, press Control, Option, Space. To exit this button, press Control, into Video Player. Authenticity is YouTube.
This is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one. How y'all doing? Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. I appreciate you. Thank you. You know, it's going to be a good day when I'm wearing the Black Rifle t-shirt. You can't really see it. Can I lower this? There we go. For my blind audience, I have a t-shirt that has a black rifle wrapped in flowers, and on the bottom below it in a little like scroll strip, it says mostly peaceful. And I follow that up with until you fuck with my freedom. So there you go. So you know it's gonna be feisty when she's wearing the Black Rifle t-shirt. I need more feisty message wear than just Black Rifle, but that's what I've got for the time being. So authenticity is ... This has been coming up a lot lately, and I feel like I need to talk about it. I just recently attended a permission to be retreat with Hearts Unleashed. I talk about Hearts Unleashed a lot. It's my friend's company. She's an amazing emotional intelligence coach, clarity coach, Abigail Gazda. But she led this powerful permission to be retreat. And I was not initially going to go to the whole thing. I was like, I'm just going to do the one because it seemed like basic. So I was like going to go to the one session, and then I don't remember what happened, but something like fell through, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go to the whole thing. And I was glad I did because each session was pretty powerful. And then I was watching I watched this weekly tarot show. I'm not really a huge fan of tarot, but I watched the show because of the people who host it, and I think they're hysterical as hell. And so I watched this weekly tarot show with these guys, and taking off the mask came up so many times that I literally, like, it just kept resonating every time they said it. And I'm like, I need to talk about authenticity. And then I'm thinking about authenticity, and like, you know, I was like, you know, authenticity, like the joy of being authentic and the freedom and the celebration of being authentic. And then I remembered way back when I first got into coaching, gosh, like 12 years ago, man, that was a long time ago. When I got into coaching, and there was this woman named Kim George, and I just remembered her very clearly saying authenticity is sexy. And I know I've heard it other times over the years, but I just remembered her saying it. And so then why is this important right now in this time and in this space? Is like, I have thought this whole time that putting a face cover on was psychological, because a lot of people hide behind it. And then there's like the metaphorical mask that you're wearing, that you're covering up yourself and hiding yourself. And I was thinking about my own journey in the last couple of months of like, you know, releasing a bunch of old relationships that were just no longer serving, never probably were serving, but you know, I didn't know that, or I guess I didn't want to know that, or I didn't want to realize that. I feel like is a better way of saying that. But you know, in the last couple of years, like when you realize that the people who've been in your world for so long ultimately weren't going to support you if you were truly authentic. Because the more I stepped into being more authentic and more bold, which is sort of funny because, like, you know, my friend who I stay with here in Arizona, you know, she's like, I didn't think you could get more bold. I've gotten more bold. But the more I have stepped into being authentic and just showing up as myself, like loving my country, loving America, wanting to be a patriot, wanting to love Americans first, wanting to support Americans first, support locally. And I've always been that type of person. Quietly, I've always had issues with pharmaceuticals. This isn't new. But the more I got public and the more I got bold and the more I stepped into, no, y'all, this is actually who I am. I don't know what rock you were trying to hide me under, but this is actually who I am. The more people jumped ship, the more people didn't want to be a part of my world. Some of them were very vocal and judgmental and telling me I was crazy, and that's fine. Some just stopped responding to messages. And it's like working with a coach throughout the whole thing, right? I've been constantly working with a coach, a leadership coach, an ontological life coach. I always work with one who's spiritually connected because I feel like that's important. But the more that I practiced releasing the people who didn't want to honor my authenticity, the more I was able to step into being authentic. Because ultimately it's like, well, there's trash talk about me from people who have me blocked on all platforms. There's trash talk about me from people who don't want to talk to me and ask me questions about what I'm up to, but they want to know what I'm up to. So if there's that much trash talk going on about me, I'm sure there's just equally as much talk of people who love me and care for me and support me. And that's awesome. I'm glad that there's people out there who talk about me in a light way, in the way of the light. But I know there's just as many people who talk about me as if I'm a dark human being. But it's like, if people are going to talk about you either way, you might as well just be yourself. You might as well just be yourself. You might as well just be authentic. It's like, and some people are like, I thought you always were authentic. And I'm like, quietly. Now I'm just loud and maybe a little proud. I'm very proud that we have a trucker convoy that's making noise on our behalf. I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud that there are people who are happy to get on the internet and walk into a store in some of the most restricted cities in our country without a face cover on. I'm very proud of those people because it took rebels to build this country. So it's going to take rebels to take this country back. We have a constitutional right to overthrow our government. Oh, I'm going to get booted off YouTube for this one. So if you all wonder what it's going to take to have our country thrive and to have our people thrive again, it's going to take us to have our people thrive. It ain't going to take no changes in corporations, no changes in government. It ain't going to take shit like that. It's going to take us remembering our constitutional rights as humans. And like I said, here I am being bold and authentic. Like, what are you doing to be bold and authentic? Are you hiding away? Because like somebody gonna judge you. Somebody gonna judge you whether you're loud or quiet. People been judging me this whole time. Some of them were super quiet about it, and some of them got extra noisy when I chose not to comply. Some of them got extra noisy when I came out and said, yeah, I practice Reiki. Oh, you mean hooey? Like, it's bullshit. Okay. You get to think that way. So I hope something of this resonated, because I'm probably going to get kicked off YouTube or flagged on YouTube for some of the shit I just said, but that's okay. I'm pretty willing to take the risks at this point. If it means reminding our country, the people of this country, of the United States, our own rights as humans and as citizens of our country, that we have the right to take our country back. We have a right to stand against our government. The government is for the people, by the people, right? So if that's the case, why the fuck are they trying to be authoritarian, tell us what to do? That ain't what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to advise. So look at yourself. Where are you with authenticity? Like, it's a scary thing, right? Like, it's scary to come on YouTube and talk the shit I'm talking right now, admittedly, but I'm also to the point where I could not say it. I have spent so many years. Well, I can't say that on my Facebook Live or Instagram Live or any other platform. Like, I can't say that quiet thing out loud, because if I do, then these friends are going to fight back and they're going to leave comments that are, whatever. And I'm kind of to the point where it's like, let them. So what does it take to be authentic? It takes trusting yourself, surrendering to yourself, and knowing that there's something within you that has to be out and get out and be heard and be seen. And then for me, there's this whole idea that, like, people think that I'm cold. I'm not. I actually am a hardcore lover. Like, I am loyal to a fault. And I just freaking proved it at the beginning of this year by being loyal to people who weren't being loyal to me, who weren't supporting me, who said, I'm your friend, I support you, I'm going to help you. But when the shit hits the fan, they're not there. And yet I'm still like, oh, he's still my friend. No. I'm like loyal to a fault. I let people go way too far with me before I tell them that this is not going to work. And I feel like I'm outgrowing this phase of my life where I'm like, you're probably going to get about 5 seconds with me. And if I don't like you, we're done. Right? But here's the thing. Superficially, it may look like I'm telling you to F off coldly. But here in my heart, I'm like, I'm still going to love that person. I'm still going to love that soul, like, more than they can possibly imagine that I'm loving them right now. I'm probably loving them. Right? That's how hardcore I love. I love so hard. It's actually been like a fault for me over the years, especially with like romance, because like, I want to love everybody. And you can't do that. So it's called boundaries, right? It's called boundaries. And part of being authentic is knowing your boundaries, because you gotta not let everybody in, because you gotta let all of their shit not come in and hurt you, because that's power, right? I don't even really know where I'm going with this conversation right now, so I hope it's resonating with somebody. But I feel like it's just, I don't know. I hear so many people like, Sarah, you're so cold. I can be. It's called boundaries. It doesn't mean that I don't love you. It means that I can't be with you because I know me. And I have learned to accept that there are things about me that overreact to shit. And with some people, me overreacting to shit is considered overly emotional, overly sensitive. And they get awfully critical of that, instead of, holding me and supporting me, because yes, I am ultra emotional and ultra sensitive. Let me just tell you, some astrologers and I lately, like, like I should come with an emotional warning label, shouldn't I? Not quite that, but yeah. I've done a video on like why learning by astrology and human design is so valuable and really like honoring and embracing. And now I'm taking astrology classes, it's even more. But anyway, I'll not go down that rabbit hole today. But my point is that, like, to be authentic, you do have to put a certain amount of love you have to put a lot of trust in yourself, in your inner knowing, and in your boundaries, and in like recognizing or seeing in a person right away that you can't be around that juju, right? You can't be around that energy, right? So it may seem like I'm being cold, like in the physical world, but I'm actually protecting myself, number one, and number two, I am still sending you a god awful amount of love, support, and all of the things for you to move through whatever you're going through, so that you can grow and be a better human. And for some people that may never happen, but that's not up to me to figure out. That's up to you or that person or whatever. What scares you about being authentic? Is it the judgment and criticism of others? Because I think that my point here is that you're going to get criticized and judged by others no matter what the fuck you do, no matter how you show up, you're going to be talked about in a negative way and in a positive way. Because as I said, there's probably just as many people loving on me in corners of this world that I don't even know about. Random people comment on my videos like, thanks for this video. I'm like, where the hell did you come from? I have no clue where these people came from. So hold your head up high, take your mask off. Metaphorically, you feel like wearing a physical mask, that is on you. I personally think there's something psychological about a face cover at this point. Thank you for telling me my internet connection is unstable. So hopefully if I got bouncy, I apologize. I personally think there's something metaphorically psychological about wearing a face cover. And maybe it's because I spent a lot of years looking at myself in the mirror and falling in love with my face after years of self-hatred around having awkward eyes, or like not having, like, I don't know, I don't always like my smile. I think that I don't smile as like curvy as I would like to smile, right? My face gets super red and people think I'm sunburnt, and it's just my skin gets super red. But I spent a lot of years hating on that, and now I'm just like, so why do I want to hide it when I spent so many years like learning to love it, learning to love who I am inside and out? So that's what I got today. Told you it was going to be feisty because I was wearing the Black Rifle t-shirt. Has your company got message wear that's spicy that I should wear in a video to fire up? Is that moon still in Sagittarius? I think it is. It's in a fire sign, so that's fun. Let me know if you got message wear you want me to wear on my channel so that I can show up and be as fiery as I am when I wear the Black Rifle coffee Black Rifle mostly peaceful t-shirt. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you so much for listening to all of this. I feel like sometimes I'm getting a little less and less planny about where these conversations go, just because I kind of want to just tap into more of like the authentic, there's that word again, the authentic flow of the energy. But it seems very important to me in this time and in this space to really like emphasize that like being who you are That's kind of all you got, right? The more I have released, the more I have just stepped into being who I am. Because the more I've released, the more I realize that there's people talking shit about me no matter what I say or do. But there's just as many people talking love about me no matter what I say or do. So I'm sending you so much love because I really do love huge-heartedly. I love so hard to everyone, including weirdos, including stalkers, including all of the crazies out there. I've been there too. I've been emotionally volatile. Trust me. I was just telling a friend the other day, I'm like, we could sit here and I could apologize for every emotional outburst, but we'd be here till the end of time. All I can do is tell you that I have learned how to manage my shit. It doesn't mean that there are not still emotional outbursts, because there are. Luckily, I have a better crew of people who get it now. So anyway, down below are links to all of the fun things. You can contact me if you would like a one-to-one coaching session, because I coach around this shit. You can tap into, you can tap into my Facebook group, but I'm not on Facebook at the moment, so whatever. Tap into my PayPal and donate if you would like to, so that my book can get published. I think there's PDFs below. There's all kinds of things on my website, and I'm going to be working on some stuff coming up soon. Kind of just been recharging my batteries, to be honest with you. So anyway, I'm going to stop this for now, and I'm going to talk to you guys tomorrow. Ooh, tomorrow is the doTERRA BOGO unboxing. I'm excited.